Hey, world, being able to come back live in the garden tonight. Really appreciate you guys checking out my videos, liking, sharing, subscribing to videos. It's very humbling. I really appreciate it. Um, Gonna be in the garden a little bit tonight. I know I said 6:30, so I'm thinking a little early, but I was kind of excited. I kind of wanted to kind of get into it and get into a couple of these things. Like I said, the title is just food for thought because with all the stuff that's going on, I kind of wanted to give a layman's terms on the things that are going on, these diversions that's been happening. Um, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, family, there are like three major things going on that I want to talk about tonight. And if you get a chance to watch my last video about the coronavirus and how it's really, unless you're really just not conscious, you should not be taking this coronavirus diversion that seriously. DG in the house, what it do? I mean, just come on. I mean, we all have family members that's been ill with the virus, with the flu virus here in America, right? And if you didn't get a chance to check me out, family, I had to know there were some numbers. I think right now, I think they're saying the coronavirus outbreak is up to 7,000 people that have it, right? Now, like I told you, in 2018, 80,000 people in America died of the influenza, all right? And on an average, 36,000 people in America died from the flu. On the low end, 12,000, on the high end, around 50,000. And so for us to get caught up in this, just go back. If you're a little older, just go back to, what's that, the swine flu or the, SARS and what was that, the Ebola. All these different situations, family, are viral, okay? Meaning it's something that's in your system. And if it's viral, then there's no cure for it. You did. And so if you don't know, family, what this coronavirus is, it's basically what they say, the flu that people got in China from eating bat soup. I think it was some lady was eating soup that had bats in it, and she allegedly contracted this coronavirus. Interesting, to say the least, because like I say, how is it that this virus was diagnosed so early in the game, and then you treating people in the manner like the flu, okay? And so you have the people with the masks on, this and that, and the third. You see it on the television. But I'm telling you right now, any information that comes out of China is information that they want out. And so for this to be this major, don't it make sense? Think about it. United States and China just allegedly came across a trade agreement where they got to come across a trade agreement, right? And then all of a sudden you got this coronavirus coming out of China. Stocks in the economy, back and forth, back and forth. So I wouldn't take too heed of that, family. What I would basically do is continue to make sure you eat healthy. It's kind of difficult when the food that they give us is not healthy. So I would definitely make sure you eat healthy. I wouldn't be concerned about the coronavirus. I'll be concerned about just the influenza here, because see what happens with these changes in the weather. And so I'm in Texas, and so we get 80 degrees one day, 40 degrees the next day, and so we get all this stuff that actually is conducive to having respiratory infections and respiratory illnesses. So I don't think it's something that you should take that seriously. I just think it's something that you should just be diligent of every day anyway. Embracing danger. What it do? Yep, bat soup. Yeah. And so no, family, just take care of yourself. All right? Take care of yourself. And also I want to kind of hit on the Kobe situation. Family, my heart goes out to everybody involved. But once again, it's kind of situation where, my students ask me, friends ask me, because I play ball, Bean, how do you feel about the Kobe death? It's sad, but I feel about the Kobe death the same way I feel about any other stranger's death. It's sad. No one should, we all going to transition, all right? But I think when you put it in perspective, how they've been put it in perspective, it's kind of unfortunate, because you would hope that, in a person's past and that has so much, attention and fame, that, everything that people say, it wouldn't just be based on basketball. All right. I mean, to be in the spotlight since 17 and have a great career in basketball, it's just kind of unfortunate that, in this transition, that's basically all we hear about. All right. And so, it's kind of one of those things that I wish we get a little bit more attention, to other situations. And if you didn't get a chance to watch my video, fam, there's a baby girl, 11 months old, named Tinsley Lewis out of Fort Worth, Texas. And she was on life support. And the hospitals said that they couldn't do anything else for her. The insurance company said they didn't want to do anything else for her, so they want to drop her from the policy. Now, what humane person does that? How do you put yourself in a situation where you can tell this mother that, hey, your daughter's in excruciating pain. And mind you, she's on life support, okay? And if you've seen pictures of her family, please check it out. She's on life support. And her mother's been told that they want to take her off. Now, the mother took this to court, and a judge ruled against her and told her, well, no, they're going to rule with the insurance company and the hospital. Now, mind you, there were 20 other facilities that denied Tinsley's services. 20 other facilities said, no, we can't do anything for her. That, to me, that's way more excruciating, if we're going to put things in perspective. All right. So, yes, Kobe, that's a sad situation. My heart goes out to him and his family. Okay. But like I say, this Tinsley Lewis situation, the many lives that we lose every day, I think we should put more emphasis on all lives. I'm just from a realistic standpoint, okay? Because we all going to transition. You dig? And last but not least, family, this impeachment trial. Come on, man. And if you don't know what's going on with the impeachment, family, just think about this. Congress has been off like 3 weeks over the Christmas break. And as soon as they get back, they do an impeachment trial, which is going to take weeks, months. Mind you, people are hungry. The homeless in California, the homeless right now, the Supreme Court judges, instead of hearing that case where they can tell these cities, tell these states to build locations for the homeless. No, they're not going to hear that case. They're going to allow the homeless to reside in front of people's homes, to reside in front of people's businesses until the cities accommodate them. Come on, man. Then when you start thinking about your taxes and where your taxes go, these are things that I think are way more important, family. And these is why I say this impeachment trial, the coronavirus, Kobe's death, all these are diversions. The Grammys, the Super Bowl in a couple of days, all these are diversions, okay, for what's really going on that's really important. You got tax time right now, family, all right? And during tax time, family, if you, as an individual, don't have over $12,000 to itemize, because remember, when you're doing your taxes, family, you have two type of ways you can use deductions, itemized or standard. Now, I can tell you one good thing about the tax code this year and the following year is that the standard deduction is up to like $12,200. And I kind of explained that in other videos about how this can benefit you, how it can reduce your taxes. Okay. And like I said, for entertainment purposes only, but this is real stuff, real food for thought. If you married, that's $24,000. If you ain't got $24,000 in itemized deductions, i.e. mortgage interest, student loan interest, property taxes, all that stuff, you're better off taking the standard deduction. Okay. And so these are all things, family, that the television and main media don't talk about. Okay. That's why this last couple of weeks, all you've been hearing about is impeachments, coronavirus, Kobe, all these different things. Super Bowl coming up, okay? So stay in the garden, fam, so you get this real news, because what's really happening, okay, there's something called the USMCA. It's called the United States Mexico Canadian Agreement. It's the new trade agreement between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. This is huge, okay? But what happens is they don't tell us how it's going to benefit. Now, if you're investing, if you're paying yourself first, family, and I told you in the past about kind of looking into this cannabis market, kind of looking into gold stocks, kind of looking into pharmaceuticals. All right. I say that between these three sectors because if you look at what's going on, I told you right now, family, this market, this economy is a big bubble. I look at these Trump rallies and it just amazes me how all these people there. You know what I'm saying? I got a comment by a family member about me not really kind of doing enough research to find out, why black people act the way they act and how black people, are misinformed, right? And I love the comments, okay? I always can agree to disagree, but I just don't think it's black people. I mean, when you see the number of Caucasians that are committing suicides, this is stuff they're not talking about. The number of Caucasians that are committing suicide from opioid overdoses, okay? The number of Caucasians that are unemployed, that are underemployed, the number of farmers that are out of work, in the Midwest. So it ain't us. It ain't just us. This economy is for this, everybody involved. Everybody's going to suffer. Everybody's suffering right now. So if you think we're suffering now, just imagine what's going to happen when the market crashes, family. That's why I say, pay yourself first. Those bills can wait. I mean, if you don't pay yourself first, what's going to happen during a time of emergency? You did? So, family, just make sure you understand what these diversions are, which that's all they are, diversions. Think about the things that's going to be happening here in the next 6 months. I'm telling you, I'm not Nostradamus, but it's been like 10 years. And remember, this economy is cyclical. What goes up must come down. And so if you paying yourself first and saving that cheddar, when this market crashes, and I'm going to be coming back with the information, family, when this market crashes, there's going to be great opportunities out there. And why not be one that can increase your financial wealth from saving your money and investing? Because there's going to be some great opportunities out there. Okay. So, family, that's all I want to talk about tonight. I just kind of want to get into a couple of things. This impeachment trial, think about it. Why are they trying to impeach the president? What did he do? Held back money from a corrupt country, $500 million. He held back money, but the same people that you're voting for don't care that there's over 500,000 people homeless and are veterans and are senior citizens, but they worrying about money being held back from another country. See, I'm telling you, it's cognitive dissonance. You can't even, common sense wise understand that. Or why people put so much emphasis on politicians when, it's right there in black and white. It's hidden in plain sight. All right. So I just want to come back with a little food for thought, family. I hope you make sure you subscribe, like, share the videos. In the meantime, between time, I really enjoyed you guys coming out. DG, Embracing Deja. Appreciate you being in the house, family. In the meantime, between time, in the most outside, you bring the joy and being what is out of 5,000.